You're tuned in to Just One Hot Mom with host Nanika Ansari. Get ready. She's about to bring you that fire, that flavor, that heat, all that passion, and more from around the world and in your neighborhood. Stay tuned.
Hey, hot peeps, it's your girl Nanika Ansari here of Just One Hot Mom, and it is still a chilly day in the neighborhood. Although we are heating up just a little bit. I have to say, I think it was like 18 degrees earlier today, and I think we've reached like maybe 31 or whatever, but it's still a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we are beautifully blessed. That is for sure. I am so excited for you guys this evening because I think I put like a lot of thought into the questions I wanted to ask this person today. And in the studio with me is Marlia Hall. Can you say hello, Marlia?
Hi, everyone. How y'all doing?
And so I think I follow Marlia. So all my listeners know that once I invite a guest on, I probably stalk your Instagram. I stalk your Facebook. Like, I just find out who you are. Like, I think I'm a part of the family. So Amen. If you guys have questions, though, please call in at 440-252-0518. We're going to get the conversation going because I really think that there are a lot of people out here who need to hear this message. And so tonight we're going to be talking about the weight. And I thought about it, and I was like, oh, I could read the book by Megan and her husband. Thank you, Devon. Well, I don't know that man's name. And I actually got that for my niece for Christmas. But I think it's different when we're talking about in the concept of a single mom waiting after a relationship, after you've had kids, waiting because sometimes people don't believe in that next possibility of love. Yeah. And so you just buy into like you have to settle. And so I didn't see you settle. Like, so I was like following her story. I'm like, oh, she's dating somebody. Then the next thing I knew, you were engaged. Yeah. And then the next thing I know, I'm like, she's married. And then the next thing I did, she had a baby.
Yes.
So I just wanted you to take us on your journey. So as you could tell the listeners, like, especially our moms out there who have given up on love, about your journey. So how did this all come about?
Well, I was definitely a single mom of two. I had two boys within a year and a half of each other. So things kind of happened quickly. Probably 1 month after my second son was born, my relationship was over with their dad. But really, I guess it was over before that.
But you don't want to say it like you want to make it through the pregnancy.
You just want to make it out. But there were some signs and things going on that put distance in between us. As a matter of fact, the May before I had my son, so like May 2011, I found out I was pregnant. I said, I will never have sex again until I am married. So I made that declaration fine with my Miss Period, pretty much. I was like, I'm never going to do this again. Because, like, what has it gotten me, you know?
Right.
I have two kids, and they're amazing, which is a blessing. But just the headaches of, not being married. So I made that vow while being pregnant. My son came out 8 months later, still stuck to it. And that was a journey. For me, though, that journey looked like women's groups, having accountability partners, just friends that were like-minded that helped me stay on this path, feeding myself with material that wasn't, baby mama driven, but like more wholesome family, type of material, from books to the things I was listening to and watching on television. Like, I just had to do this whole inner outer work, and I don't know, almost 5 years later,
I'm so glad you said that, because people don't realize that what you read, what you watch, what you listen to, whatever you feed into your body comes out. And so if you feed bitterness into there, bitterness is going to come out. Yes. So here it is 5 years later. Let me tell y'all. I have to, adjust my headset because 5 years later, and we met each other at the Single Moms Conference. We sure did. And so, so you are MC. Yeah. And so you do the conference, and then you do another conference. Yes. But what's different about this conference? Because I know a little bit of the story. I'm nosy. I know a little bit of the story. What's different about this conference?
So what is different about this conference? Well, first off, my mindset was different going into this conference.
Okay.
I made my decision that October 2015 that I was going to use my gifts and serve God single and all for the rest of my life. I said, I do not need a man to do what I was called to do. I just didn't need it. I was whole in being Marlia and her 2 boys, however many people I could help, serve, whatever, I was going to do that. So that was my mindset going into that conference. But lo and behold, God had an entirely different plan, and my husband happened to be speaking at that conference, encouraging women alongside of me that day.
And so you met that day, and was it like an instant connection, like, oh, I'm supposed to know him? But see, I don't think people believe that fairy tale stuff happened, but when it's meant for you, it's meant for you, and it's going to find you, and it's going to hit you like a lightning bolt.
It was truly miraculous. That day, he received a prophetic word, and I know not everybody believes in that stuff, but I am a believer of true prophetic words that people do hear from God. Mm-hmm. So this beautiful prophet, Joan Walker, she came to him, was like, you're hurting. And I feel like the Lord is saying, there is another chance for you to have another love. You are going to get married again. And so he started to get emotional. Like this was something he was waiting on. I guess, God is forgiving you.
Men wait on it too.
Yeah, they do. They really do. And it was just like he knew in his spirit that he wanted a try at love, but he felt that he messed up so many times. He has a past. So, I saw her give him that word, and I immediately started bursting out crying. I felt something so strong, so strong. And I was like, I just hope he finds that love. I just felt this connection to that love story. I was not the love story. I was just like, I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him and that future woman that's going to take all of his mess, and they are going to win together. I was so in love with that story, I never saw myself being the woman, but...
And see, I often think so. That's why I'm saying it's important to talk to women today. We don't see ourselves being the winner in the story. And so we often pass on people. We often miss out on people because we don't see ourselves in that position. And I'm saying, when you see yourself in a position, you have to be like, see the full picture, the imagination. I know when I see myself, I'm like, okay, crown tilted a little bit because I'm a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? I just see myself doing so much more, but people don't visualize like that.
I agree.
And so I'm gonna need y'all mommies to, if that's what you want to do, visualize it. So you date, and you're still celibate.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. And he knew that going into it. That was one of those first conversations. Once we knew that was what we were doing, that we were dating. Because we didn't start off, we weren't dating. He actually was helping me with my first book, which is not this book. But he was actually, he was just, giving me writing tips. We would just Skype each other back and forth because we lived about 45 minutes apart. So we just did that whole Skyping thing. And then, I don't know, one thing happened, another. It was just like, you have feelings for me? So,
who asked that question? You did or he did?
I asked him because my sister said it. My little sister was just like, he likes you. I'm like, no, he doesn't.
See, we don't realize it.
Well, he's just helping me. He's just editing and, giving me corrective. And he was really hard on me, giving me corrective feedback, and criticism. And she was like, he likes you. So I just asked him one day, our next Skype session, do you have feelings for me? And he was blushing and all that. But but the celibacy thing, he knew right up front. I was like, this is what I'm doing. I've made this decision years before you, and I'm going to keep on making a decision after you. Either you with it or you're not.
That's what I like. Stick to your guns. See, ladies, we have to have some standards that we're willing to stick to. And you have to select those standards for you. Everybody's standards is not the same.
Exactly.
And so you have to pick what works for you. So y'all date and then engage. Y'all engagement photos. Let me tell you, Cameron Kahn.
Google her.
Yes, she is one of my favorite photographers.
Yes.
Cameron always get a shout out from me because she is one of my favorite. She captured it. And when I went to view your photos, I was like, wow. Yeah. You can tell that there was just love and essence in the air. And so I was like, dang, that's something, it's a possible. So you guys get engaged and you get married. So how is married life in the beginning?
Married life, well, to be honest, we had a straight fairy tale experience. The Lord was able to remove all of our children at the time. We had 5 babies. Everybody was with somebody just for us to be with each other, which was not saying that you have to have that, but I just praise God because for what was to come, the Lord knew that there were going to be some tough challenges within our marriage within that first year, with exes and children and all those things that aren't supposed to be in a relationship, but in blended families happen. So when we first started off, my goodness, it was just crazy love, peace, lots of sex. Like, it was everything.
I love her.
It was I was waiting. So that was like, check every
I know that's
day,
right.
all
Like,
day,
yes.
everywhere. I'm gonna be honest, but we're married, so we can do those things. But it was amazing. Like God, this is what I waited for. You know, there was no settling. Like, if I just think back of any dates that I have gone on, like, I thank God that didn't work out. Like, it was for you. It was for this. It's like no greater love, like next to God. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that is so amazing. And I'm telling you, could, like, when I see, because we ended up like meeting each other at the library. Like, they were married, they had their kids out, and I think you were pregnant at the time.
I sure was, yes.
And to see you guys interact with each other, and then I just walked up to you guys and I was like, I want you on my show. And he was like, oh, we can talk about blended families. I was like, we ain't gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that. I got a whole nother angle I want to hit. And so when you were like, yeah, I'll come on and tell the story, and I was like, yes, like we're going to, because I like for people to know, like, that there's hope, there's a future, there's a plan. Always. Like, my story's not going to look like your story, but if I can see victory in somebody else's story, ooh, it's amazing.
I feel the same way.
So going back a little bit though, what did you do during your wait? The whole time you were waiting, so you did support groups, you had your sister girls there and stuff like that, but mentally in your mind, because we know that after everybody leaves, it's just you. What did you do during that time period?
I cried a lot.
Really?
I'm gonna be very honest. I think I mourned the thought of not having the family I thought I was always going to have. You know, same dad, same mom, marriage, all in. Like, I realized that was over. Your little girl dreams are over, which is okay.
A funeral for that.
Pretty much. You know, I had to give up on, I was going to be with the same man for the rest of my life, and we were going to have these children. I gave up on that, and I had to mourn that. So I'm going to admit, I cried. In the very beginning, I was, it was hard. But once I got through that, like, okay, Marley, you cannot be this girl anymore. You are not going to be sad. You're not going to be miserable. You're going to get out and you're going to have the life that you desire to have. So I started visualizing, what did I want to have? Like, I can't promise myself I was going to have I don't know if that was in my, in the cards, but if I was, these are the things that I want. These are the things I desire. Like I said, I was reading books and watching shows and staying busy. Like, I started pursuing things for me. Like, I was like, well, I think I'm going to try to start eating right now in this season of my life because it made me feel good. Or start working out. I went and watched movies, so I love watching movies. I used to date Jesus.
See, I know that's right.
I used to take Jesus to the movies. Like, you coming with me? You buy. I get the popcorn. I'll eat the popcorn. Like, me and Jesus used to go to movies. I used to take my notebook and go to restaurants. I was always just going out and doing things, trying new things, taking dance classes, traveling. You think my boys were on a plane as often as I could get them on a plane. Because why not?
That's right. Live your life.
I stayed so busy. I was so consumed in just having joy on this side of heaven. You know what I'm saying? Without a man.
And I think sometimes what our mistake is that we spend so much time focusing on what we want this man to be like, what we are going to be for this man, that we forget to be what we need to be for ourselves.
Yes.
And so I can appreciate that you were like, you know what, I'm gonna do everything. That's why I tell people
everything.
I got divorced and I was like, oh, I'm about to live this life. I'm about to live this life. So like, yes. And so I think we as women and as men, because I'm a woman, so I can't really talk about how a man is, but I think we get so focused on the next person that we don't look at the person in the mirror and say, "Ooh,
that person is so
get
essential.
it together, get it together." So you have to mourn that loss, get over it, bury it, give it a tombstone. I don't know, whatever it is you need to do to it in order to move to the next phase. And I think another point is, and I talk to this with my friend all the time, is that you have to forgive yourself, because sometimes you want to blame yourself for the things that went wrong, but you have to learn to forgive yourself so that you can move forward in the next process.
Amen. Forgiveness is essential for you and anybody else that you're holding unforgiveness.
Oh, see,
that
moving forward. So in the wait, you ladies, get out there. You fellas too, get out there and live your life. Be great. Be more, like, do the most impossible thing. My thing was, I was like, I'm going to do whatever I want to do, stuff that it would make me uncomfortable. I would do, like, I was like, I wanted to meet Terry McMillan, the author, and she was somewhere like down the road, down the line, and everything. I was like, it's far, it's a snowstorm. I did not care. I got in that car and I rode out. Like,
there you go. There's nothing you can't do.
It was just, I just did a lot of stuff, and I dated.
Yes.
I dated. So me and Jesus, we dated every now and again. But I was like, I didn't necessarily. I'm like, I need this dude to pay. I need you to pay,
Yes,
and I need to get dressed up. Like I
love getting dressed up.
Putting on my face,
oh my
getting
goodness,
my
some heels, a tight dress. Oh, always. I feel like I looked a lot better when I was single than I do married. I tell men that all the time. Like, I'm sorry, babe, I was cute before I met you. I was so cute.
And you have to get that cuteness back. I think it's a confidence thing. You know, you have to build up your own confidence, because you lose a little of that in a relationship. You do. So you know, and that's the thing. When you get in a relationship, you have to maintain that confidence.
Yes.
Good Lord, this is a lot of work. Okay, we have a question. How long did you two date before you're getting married? So how long? I kind of know, but go ahead.
It's so funny. He'll say that we were married the day that we met. Like, I was his wife the day that we met. But actually, I met him November 14th, and we got married November 13th the next year. So 365 days exactly. Was 1 year after I said, hello, how are you? I said, I do. 1 year later.
But Manny knew. In case y'all don't know, her husband's name is Manny. I feel like I'm friends with him already.
You are.
His name is Manny Hall. We're going to talk about him in a minute.
Babe, I told her you said
hi. But he knew. You know what I'm saying? He was like, she don't know it yet, but I know. Ain't that good when somebody already know and they pursue
Oh, my goodness. Yes. And wouldn't let go, because I was like, whatever, you know, he gave me his business card. I'm like, okay, thank you. And he's like, don't forget, I plan on hearing from you by Monday. And this is like Saturday, like on Monday. Like, I got you. I remember.
And so during your wait process, and then he finally comes along. Okay, so then you get engaged, you get married, and then you blend this family. How did that work? Blending the families.
I'm going to be very honest. Blending is hard.
Girl, who you talking?
Like, it's so much easier when you have like the magic bullet and you press the button and everything just all together.
That
but
easy
like,
button.
Yes. But in real life, it's hard. It was nothing for me to love his babies, him to love my babies. But it's just when all parties, because your family is never just the people in your household. You know, there's so many different people, from other parents to other grandparents and aunties, uncles, cousins. There's a lot of people that come with those babies, you know? So, I would say loving them was easy. Getting our children to blend was easy. My relationship with his babies, his relationship with my baby, that was smooth. Like,
and that part be okay.
Yeah, that's, you know, but it's just like everything else that's trying to rip you apart. That was kind of tough. It was work. But you got to remember, like, you and him, that's it. That's all that matters.
I'm so glad you said that.
That's all that matters.
I'm so glad you said, because I think too often we allow the weight of our family, because you know what? They've been there to support us the whole time we were going through the weight.
Yes,
they've been there. And so I'm going to go back, though, to something else, because I was like, we're going to get to the baby. We're going to get, because they got a baby now. He is adorable.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
But so Manny says, yes, I have feelings for you. Did you have a list of criteria for Manny? Because a lot of times I hear ladies read off a resume, like, he has to do this, and that, and then I'll be accepting of him. Did you have a list for Manny like that?
No. I am not traditional by any means. Like, in no way, shape, or form do I believe anything that anybody's else said. My story is completely different, just like everyone else's. Just because the pastor said it, you read it in this book, whatever, that might not actually apply to me. They didn't write that book for me, you know, so that didn't work for me. I knew I had, first off, I needed to have peace. That was it. Like, all right, if you're sending this, you're going to have to show me 101 reasons why I need signs and miracles, because I can't make this mistake again, you know. But when it came to the list, there was absolutely no list. I actually told him, I was like, I thought I was going to be with someone darker, someone taller, like, you know what I'm saying? Someone who had this amount of, I just had this idea of what it was, but it wasn't this straight list. And I'm so glad, because when my list would have had it, wouldn't have been him. He's perfect.
And so do you think sometimes, so that's how we ruin the relationship, because we have this list and we want to stick to it?
And if you think about it, like, the list was something that you created, and you created your entire life with the decisions and the choices you made. How far have you gotten with that? Like, with you being in control of what everything looks like. This is the one thing I say, I don't have no control. If this is what it's going to look like, if this is how it's going to be, if this is going to be him, I'm going to take it. If this is the best thing that you have for him, I'm going to take it, I'm going to love him, and we're going to make this thing work. And I'm so glad I didn't have a list.
See, I'm so glad you said that, because I think we get stuck on the list of the resume. He has to be this tall, he has to have this degree, he has to have this, he has to work this certain type of job. And I think people really miss out. You may be missing out on your person because your criteria Now, here's the other thing I'm going to ask you, though. Do you think sometimes people make this list according to what they think, but they don't even meet the requirements on their list? Have you found that?
Oh, I know a girl, and she might be listening, but I know a woman who needed all of this in the man, but was none of that herself. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, okay, so what are you bringing to the table? Is he just going to be completely your savior and you're not going to do any work yourself or bring anything but brokenness and, lack of health and all that kind of, or you're going to actually try to meet him because it was like he has to be this baller, he can't have any children. And it's okay to say that because not everyone's meant to have stepchildren and everything. Some people can't handle that. But it was just like, but he was always so perfect.
Because I meet a lot of women and I see and I hear the criteria and I was like, I'm not here to downplay anybody's if that's your goal for what you want in a man. But then I want to say, do a self-evaluation, because if you don't make six figures, if you don't have a degree, you know what I'm saying? I feel like there are certain goals that you should have for yourself and not for other people just yet. We had a big discussion about putting our expectations on other people and then getting upset because they don't meet those expectations. But your expectations are your expectations and not someone else's. So I'm so glad you threw that list out. See what you got.
I threw it, and I will be preaching that for the rest of my life. You don't need it. You don't, because then you say, okay, I'm guessing you dated somebody that was tall or that had money, but where are they today? What did those requirements? You dated your list before. What did those requirements? Where did they go? They ended up in another failed relationship. So I'm just like, I don't care. Whatever it looks like, feels like, whatever. I'm going to take it if it's mine.
Now, here we go. What did your girls say when you threw that list out the window? Because your friends always weigh in. They like, girl, no, he is not what you said you wanted.
Well, I got that.
So what do you say to that?
I'm doing a new thing. I'm doing something different. I'm okay with this. This is not your life. You don't have to date him. You don't have to take his kids. You don't have to do any of that. So
that's a lot of pressure, though.
It's a ton of pressure. There's actually some people that I had to get distance from. Put a little bit of space between us because their opinion did matter so much, and I saw myself questioning myself. If I'm questioning myself, and I'm all for taking advice, but to the point where I know that I'm doing the right thing, and just because you don't think it's right for me, I just have to put you at a distance. But there were some people that are just like, I wouldn't do it. 3 kids, child support, divorce, ex-girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? This is just stupid. You deserve better. And
see, for me, what I do is I look at how they live their lives. I'm like, you're not even living the life you asking me to live. I'm going to need you to up your level of life. Good. Because I was so often people express their opinions. And I would respect everybody's opinion. We can agree to disagree. We can have the same opinion. But at the end of the day, I have to live this life. And it's only one. I only get this one life to live. And I just know in my heart, Jesus is telling me to rock it out. So I have to rock it out how I know how to rock it out. Again, if you guys want to call in, the number is 440-252-0518. I'm so excited to have you here because I knew this conversation was going to be good because you got it there. Okay. So because I feel like there are so many women who have unforgiveness in their heart, and not towards the man. I feel like it's a lot of women who have unforgiveness in their hearts towards themselves.
Yes.
And then that hurts your confidence. So you're not living the life that you should be, and so you can't welcome that man in. Do y'all know how many of y'all walking around? Your husband probably walking next to you, but because you can't meet this you can't get rid of your criteria. You can't forgive yourself. He'll never walk up to you. And so what are you telling women now? Because it's like, girl, I was single. I'm a single mom. I dated this dude. We got engaged. We got married. And we had a baby. And then that's in a 2-year span.
Yeah, it has been 2 years, exactly.
What is your advice towards women now when they ask you, girl, why you do that?
It worked out for me. It did. It was what was for me. It was my story. That was mine. And there was, to be all the way honest, I probably could have went into this thing kicking and screaming and it's still mine. So I had to just stop the kicking and screaming. But for the women out there, I would say just have hope. I understand that those nights get lonely. You are sad. It's dark. You're depressed. Your mind is what you're constantly fighting against, But just start thinking differently and then start walking in that. And then you'll just see your entire world just transform into something so beautiful.
See, that's magic. We got another question. While being celibate and dating your soon to be husband, what type of intimacy did you guys have during that dating process?
During the dating process? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm a big hugger. I will admit I probably did a lot more than someone would say. I would hug him. I would be up underneath him. And we kissed a lot. We did. That was us. Other people would say that you can't do that because that'll lead. But you have to know your own limits or whatever and what was okay for you. So we discussed what was okay for us, and that's how we did it. I know other people might do more or do less or whatever, but that was okay. So I was very passionate. My hands were always on him. I was always sitting on his lap, but that's just what I did. But I knew that what I didn't want to do. So
and see, I think that's the thing. You have to know what you don't
want. Yes.
And the moment that you know that, then you don't get so wrapped up in it. Because a lot of times you do hear like, okay, if you start to do this, then that leads to this, which leads to this. Yeah. And so, but I think self-control.
Self-control.
You have some self-control. And that way, because I think there is a level of intimacy you need when you've decided to, it's different forms of dating. Like I believe like dating is like, we can go out and we have a good time. I believe in dating and courting.
Yes.
And so they're two separate things. So when he starts to court you, that means we about to move to engagement.
Yes.
And so during courting, I believe there should be a different level of intimacy.
You definitely level up in those areas. Mm-hmm.
And so you guys were courting. Ooh, you were courting. Let me say, I follow her on Instagram, so I knew they was courting. I'm like, he ain't going nowhere.
We tried to we actually tried to give up on each other, but God wouldn't let us. Oh, we made a decision one Saturday night. We're like, it's just too hard. Babies are getting sick. Things are happening in our family. Like, super, like, deep things were going on. Mm-hmm. And it's like, this is just nothing but warfare right now. And then the next day, we had someone call us up on stage at the church who was just like, y'all quit, but y'all can't. There's so much depending on y'all union. You don't even understand. They started like speaking like of our doubts and the things that we were worried about. I'm like, all right, Jesus, this is nothing but you. I promise I'm not going to leave this man. We're going to make this happen. But a Saturday night, we said, let's just be friends. And we went to church and we sat several seats away from each other. Like, we're just, you in the friend zone, go 4 seats away. And then this lady called us up, was like, y'all can't stop. Y'all cannot stop this thing. I need y'all to keep it going. I think
that was amazing to have people speak into you. People support you. Like, you two support each other, but I think when you see other people see that in you, like, this is really meant to be, and they about to mess it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are about to mess up. She don't even realize she walking away from her husband. That's what it's supposed to be. So I can appreciate, the mothers of the church. They come and they tap you. They give you that candy, and then they tell you. They tell you what you're supposed to do with your life. Because I had an incident like that with Pastor Jones. I love Pastor Denise Jones. If you are listening, Pastor Jones, I'm going to be good next week. But I remember one day I was doing some work with Young Lives, and I was at the library. She came up to me and she hugged me so tight, and she grabbed me and she said, I'm speaking life into you because you're going to speak life into somebody else. Amen. And I was like, girl, get out of here. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired. But it was like, I think she felt me try to draw away from that, and she grabbed me again, and she grabbed me so tight, and I just was crying so hard because I was like, okay, I'm gonna speak life, okay, you loosen up the grip. And from that point on, I just stayed focused on the course. Yes. You guys, we are having an amazing conversation with Marlia. I hope you stay tuned in. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. You're tuned into Just One Hot Mom with Marlia Hall. Hey, hot people, welcome back. In case you are just tuning in, I'm in the studio with Marlia Hall, and we are talking about the wait. If you are waiting on your Mr. or Mrs. Right, what do you do in between? I need to know, and I'm sure you do too. So Marlia is here because her wait is over, but it was a process, and so I'm excited to have her give us some tips and some conversation about it. So during the break, I was like, Marlia, I can't even read my own handwriting. But I wanted to know, like, what was different about Manny, and what made you give him a chance during your break?
I would say what was the most different about him was his persistence. Mm-hmm. Like, I think I'm hard to love. I think that I think I am.
That's a revelation, though.
I am, and his patience and his ability to just keep trying and to not give up on me. Because I believe early on, I really tried to push him away. Like, to the point where I think the average would have broken. Like, it ain't that serious. It's pretty of women, plenty of women out here. But he was like, nah, like, I love you. This is what I want, and I'm not going anywhere. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. I'm going to stay right here. So his persistence, like, you really not going to give up on me, no matter how mean I am, no matter how distant I get. He was so persistent. And like I said, I just had this peace. Like, something just felt different and good.
And see, I think that's what we forget, is that dating is not supposed to be this whole dramatic thing where you constantly going through drama.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? There's supposed to be some peace and some joy and some happiness and some love going through it. So that whole process is where we miss that mark. And so you thinking that drama is the thing. But if we really reflect back on our past relationships, that drama did not work and get us what we wanted.
It never did.
And so he said he pursued you, and I like, hey man, he pursue her, get your girl.
He was consistent.
Now, what can you say to somebody that's in the wait? So you're in the wait, and there are family members around. How can they support the person during the wait? Because so often we get all these opinions, and girl, you just need to do this, and you just need to do that. What can you tell a family member who has somebody that's currently in the wait? What would you tell them? How can they help that person?
If God isn't telling you to say it, then don't say it. And even if you think it's God, I'm all one of those, like, just test it, to really find out if that is. Because if you're like someone's mother, if it's your daughter or it's your cousin or your best friend that's in the wait, all they need is support right now. There's so many different people in their ear from the men that might be trying to court them. They have the needs of their children on their plate. They have to, work, and they might be even dealing with confidence issues because it's been 3 years and nobody's tried to holler at them, or you're seeing your friends get engaged. So if you could just come in with nothing but love and support, check on them. See if they want to do something, maybe you guys can get involved in some type of regular activity that you're always, but don't let them just out there by themselves with the wolves, invite them into your world. If you're married, I had this one girl, and there's probably a million people I could have shouted out, but my friend Veranda, her and her husband used to invite me everywhere.
Veranda, she's on the show the other week.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Veranda.
I love Veranda, Pregnant with Possibilities. Check them out, y'all. But Veranda and her husband would invite me and my boys everywhere, even pay for us to go places. You know what I'm saying? Just loved on me. Like, it was never nothing funny, nothing weird. But she's like, I'm having this thing at my house. There will be couples there, but you bring your boys because this is what we do. We're going to go see something here. She was always inviting me around. And I was like, I just appreciate that. Like,
that's a real friend.
I didn't have leprosy. Being single, a single mom isn't leprosy. She was like, let me bring her around my married friends.
I'm so glad you said that, because often I feel like, I'm talking to you married couples out there, because oftentimes, you feel like I can't invite this person because she's a single woman and stuff like that. But there are single women who know how to conduct themselves around other people's husbands.
They're not
Trust
alive.
and believe.
I've seen some other kind of single women.
But the thing is that sometimes you just want to feel included.
Yes.
And so you have your married friends. You want to stop being friends with your married friends because you guys have built a relationship.
Right.
So I can appreciate you saying, girl, come on, don't worry about it. Because my married friends will tell you, I will crash a party in the heartbeat, turn it all the way up, and leave and go home. I'm going to have a good time. I think what I made a decision to do before I got in a relationship was to just enjoy myself. To not be so focused on how do I look or how am I going to come off to people. You know what I'm saying?
Just be you and be completely free in your own skin. And whoever's supposed to love it is going to love it.
Oh my God.
It's going to absolutely
my spirit
love it.
Animal. I tell people all the time, they're like, how do you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just got up one day and was like, hey, just going to be me. It's too hard to be somebody else.
It's so hard to, and I've tried it.
Now, did you find that, I was just going to ask that, in the dating scene, like trying to adjust who you were for other people?
Of course.
Was that hard? And did you ever just be like, why am I doing this?
For sure, especially in the very beginning, because it took me a while to, figure out my groove or whatever. But I dated people that I guess could benefit me in the long run. So like I dated people with some money. There were some rare occasions when I was exposed to some people with a lot of money, and they were probably the worst people ever that I even should have been spending any time with, but I did. And for me, that was probably the absolute worst thing that I could have done, because it made me like try to be what I thought they needed to come up to their level, to hang out with their friends, like these women that have money and, you know, drive these kind of cars. Like, no, I still have a 2003 Chevy Blazer right now while I'm dating you, and it has rust on it, and the driver's side door barely works, and it leaks. Like, why am I trying to borrow my dad's truck to come hang out with you guys? You know,
I
like,
know that's right.
Why? Or having to buy new outfits. Like, no, I don't spend money on outfits. I spend money on vacations. Like, why am I trying to, you know, buy this name brand? I tried to conform so bad to be accepted, you know? Then I had to give up on it. Like, I love the thrift store. I'm wise with my money and my time. And
I use coupons.
I do, you know? So I would say that I definitely tried, and it was so hard because I'm always thinking like, wait, who am I? How do I talk around these people?
And what story did I tell you? Because I got to keep up with it.
I have to keep up with it. I have to be this person.
And if you catch me driving this Chevy.
If you catch me driving, oh, this is my little brother. It's like, no, my brother got a better car than me too.
See, and I think that's often the time, like, we just be your genuine self, and whatever is genuinely supposed to come to you will come to you. But if you out here faking the funk, honey, that's exactly what you're going to get.
It's
fake
exhausting.
and funky.
Exactly.
I said it, fake and funky. Don't be hashtagging that. So here it is. You guys get pregnant. Like, okay, so first year of marriage, you know, like it's like a rule, like don't have no baby your first year for marriage. But if you already got kids, I don't know, that probably breaks that chain.
Well, why did we actually try to have that rule? But I guess we didn't try hard enough. Shoot, we weren't supposed to have any babies this year. We were supposed to kick it. Just me and him, and have our weekends free when everybody goes somewhere else. No, Manalito all up in our face. And this belly was all up in our way our whole first year of marriage. This big old belly, like, it was not the plan.
I love the fact that she's so honest. She's like, girl, I did not plan on this. But he's here.
And he's everything.
And he is like, you guys, go over to her Instagram. I have her drop her information so y'all can see how adorable he is. So now you have a baby. Yeah. You have all these other kids. How is life now for you guys?
Exhausting.
Because is he 6 months?
He's 3 months. He was born
October 31st. He is a healthy baby.
Yes. That breast milk. Yes. He eats.
And so, but you guys are, so it's still amazing because you have this amazing glow about you that just says, I'm loved. Aww. And I know it. And so you guys are having a good time in marriage.
We
are. So people know Manny Hall is an author. He's been doing a podcast now, but you guys don't know that Marlia is creeping up you're just creeping up the mountain right now.
Do you hear that, babe? You hear what she's saying? I think that's a prophetic word.
I'm coming
for him. I'm trying to make more money than he makes this year. I'm trying to take him off his job. He don't even understand. Like, I'm gonna take care of him.
It's a healthy, bring it. It's all coming to the same house.
It sure is.
So you have a book that's about to drop.
Yeah.
Well, so what is this book about? What's the name of? Can you give us the name of it?
I will.
Okay. It's a secret. It's coming out soon.
I was just going to say, I have not, but I will for you guys. I will for Elevation Radio. But it is called Loving Me, Single and Free.
I'm about I'm sister girls. I'm going to have y'all pick this up. And so what made you start this project?
Well, writing for me was an outlet. I've always written. I've always been a writer, like diary type of journal, scribble, scrabble, on the palm of my hand. I was always writing. But through this process, I found myself like really just diving into fictional novels that I was reading, and nonfiction stuff as well. But then I would find myself always just writing. I'm like, one day this could really help somebody. Like all this stuff that's going on in my head, how I process these things, my experiences. It started off as a fiction book, though. Actually had a character from Cleveland, Ohio, who, of course, her story somewhat, related to mine. Yeah, just a little bit. And just pretty much just heartbrokenness, single mom, and this is before my husband because I didn't know if I was ever going to get married. But just her life of just being free in herself was what I was originally writing about. But now it's transitioned to a nonfiction piece, and it's just I want to see women, and it's not just single women, even though that's the title, because I feel like a lot of things I talk about in the book could be for married women, older women, younger women, teenagers, all of that. But it's just breaking down the barriers that have held us bound, whether it's the things that we think about ourselves, the things that our family and society have placed on us, even just the unforgiveness from our past, things that happened to us as children, just really processing that so we can be whole mentally, physically, and emotionally, and proper contribute to society as women. Like this beautiful girl, Tiara, she had this event, and she wanted, her premise was heal the mothers, heal
Tiara
the nation.
Banks. She's been on the show. I love Tiara.
She's such a sweetheart, isn't she? But I believe in that, because if we're broken women, we become broken mothers, become broken wives, and it just bleeds out everywhere. But if we can just get whole in ourselves, it'll help us parent better. It'll help us love a man. It'll help us, create these environments, even in the workplace and, out in the world where it's just free. We're all going to stay bound if one person doesn't decide to get free so we can free everybody else.
You know what? I'm so happy she said that. If you notice, we know some of the same people. I just want you guys to capture that people that have the same mindset usually run in the same groups. Yes. And so it's important that you pay attention and you pick up to that. Like, there are women out here who want to see you win.
Yes.
Who are not out here to climb over you to see what you got next. There are women out here who want to push you. And to me, I feel like that's a calling. Amen. Like, my calling is not to be like, let me step on Marlia. Let me find out what Marlia got going on so I can. But how can we help and benefit each other? And not only that, though, sometimes your purpose is to be behind the scene to push somebody else into their purpose.
Exactly.
And so, I'm sorry, I just had to interrupt.
No, you're fine. You're so fine.
So this book is dropping, and you're giving this to yourself as a gift.
This is a gift to myself. The only gift I want for my birthday. I mean, people can send gifts if you want to.
Girl, cash out for your own.
Right, but this is just, one of those things you have to do for yourself. Like, in your bucket list or whatever. This is the one thing I have to do for myself. Is I have to become an author.
And you know what? I'm so glad that you said that. Even after, because people think I get married and that's just my dream, and after I get married, it stops.
Yeah.
But you still have a dream that you're carrying out even after the fact, and you have a man that's going to support you in that dream. Isn't that amazing, ladies, fellas? Turn those ears on. I always tell my kids, like, turn on your listening ears.
That's good.
Because you can support her, and you can still be great, and she can be great. And I see you guys do that, because I'm like, man, he's an author. Now here you guys, another author in the house, and who knows what y'all children are going to do.
Our baby, one of our babies, Savannah, she's 8 years old. Manny and her are working on a book right now. She's 8 years old. She's brilliant. My baby girl, she's absolutely brilliant. But she's working on her first novel.
And what is her? Wait, I'm going to have her on the show. We're going to do a special kids segment, because let me tell you,
there's some great kids out here.
This is one thing I know. So if you guys are not following Just One Hot Mom on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter,
follow her.
Because during the month of February for Black History Month, the kids have actually taken over the account. And each day they come forward with a kid in the community that's around their age that's doing amazing things. Yes. So my youngest is 5. There are 5-year-olds out doing here in our community. So we have to push. We have to speak life into our kids, and then you have to live your dream.
Yes, at the
so
same
that your
time.
kids can see that happen. So you got 2 parents in the house pushing and living the dream. I can't tell Savannah, we're gonna hook up together.
You can. She's amazing.
See, I already have somebody to introduce her to. I'm gonna introduce her to Kendall of the Kendall Cares Foundation.
We met at the library. Yes.
See what I'm saying about connecting yourself with like-minded people, because they push you forward, and you never know what's going to happen in your life.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Sade. She said, yes, a man who will support you in your greatness. I know that's right, Sade. So you got this blended family. You got all this stuff going on. You decide to write a book. Do you ever feel like, okay, Lord, this plate is really full and it's getting a little heavy? You know how when you're at your family house and you make the plate so you don't have to get up again?
Yeah, even though I will.
How are you managing that?
Nothing but the grace of God.
I know that's right.
That's it. I would, this might sound super preachy or super churchy, but I can't do this in my own strength. I cannot. There's absolutely no way. But outside of that, delegation is really good. Just being able to say, this is what I need you to do right now. Mom, if you can give me 1 hour once a week to watch the boys. Babe, if you can give me 1 hour every single day, whatever, I need my me time, or I need to write, or whatever. Like, being able to tell people what it is I need from them to help me in this process is more a practical thing that I've been doing, because I would probably lose my mind. I probably have lost my mind a couple times.
That's okay, though. I give myself a pass. Yes. I really do, because sometimes it's just too much. It's just too much.
It's a lot.
Okay, so is it easier now to ask for help while you're married than it was as a single mom? Because I think that's one of the things single moms have a hard time doing is asking for that extended help. Which did you find it easier either way, or you just like, I'm just going to ask for help because I can't?
Well, my circle of asking for help is very small. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't go beyond my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, and now Manny. Like, friends, I don't even ask my friends for stuff. I just don't. They do things, they offer, but I don't ask. So for me, it's been the exact same. The same people I was asking when I was single, the same people I'm asking right now with Manny's help. So it's just exactly the same for me.
But do you find that your friends are willing to help you if, their offers? Because so often I talked about this on another show. Mm-hmm. A lady was like, hey, people think just because you're married, they don't have to give you help. Are your friends helping you even though that you're married?
I would say...
I'm about to tell y'all to help.
Well, I wouldn't say as much. People probably think I have it all together, and because I don't say anything, so they don't realize that I need help. So I would say that the asking has decreased, but there are still some that it's like, sis, you need anything? Can I help you? Can I send you a gift card? I've had some people send me some cash. Drop the boys off. I've gotten that, here, but it was a lot more when I was single.
And and that's the thing, like... So I want us to remember as friends, as your sister girls, is that the same help I needed when I was single, I still need when I was married. Like the village outside of your family village shouldn't decrease. I agree. Just because you assume now, like, girl, she got a man, let him do it. Like, I think that's the attitude we carry. Yes. Like, let that man do it for her. And I think that's a form of bitterness because you mad because now she got a man.
Stop.
Don't be that way, ladies. Don't be that way. So... dating, marriage, family, book, baby. What's next?
Oh, good. We're dropping truth.
Good. Thank you. What's next for you? Like, because I know, you still young. So your bucket list ain't even halfway complete yet. What's next on the list for you?
Well, of course, dropping this book for my birthday, March 25th, 2018, next month. It'll be a Sunday at 4 p.m. But I want to develop a career are centered around encouraging and inspiring women. I want to continue to put out content that really encourages them in all seasons of life. Right now it might be just a single, just individual things. Maybe one day I'll transition into a blended thing. I'm not really sure, but I'm super duper passionate about our young babies so that they don't make the same mistakes that I did. So I would love to get myself into schools, with like a program, an after school program where I'm teaching them just to love themselves and value themselves right where they are, and pursue the things that they desire to pursue, regardless if a man is there or whatever. None of that stuff really matters,
So glad you said
it doesn't. So if I can get in those babies' faces in school, but big time dreams. I'm going to drop this book. I'm going to keep on dropping books. I'm going to write scripts. My stuff is going to be on TV. I'm going to speak at the Wolfstein Center with my man and our friends. Like, it's going to be great major things happening. Travel all around the world. You know what I'm saying? All my father, his parents traveling to third world countries, helping people, serving our babies, being businessmen and women before 10. Like, that's what I have on my plate right now. That's where we're going. But
that's the vision.
That's the vision. If God want to do it, then he's going to do it. But
see, and I'm so glad that you have that vision for you, because so often we limit ourselves because well, what if it fails, or what if other people don't believe in it? Girl, my things, I'm about to do a TED Talk. They don't even know. I'm about to send in the tape right now. I love because that's a vision I have for myself, and I feel like if we plant the seed in young people now, like we can't wait. Like, people often be like, well, when they get to college, but our babies need to start making decisions now
and hold them accountable. We do that right now. I'm a homeschool mom, so my little boys, I'm pouring.
Y'all, I just gave her this look. If you listening to the podcast, you can't. I'm gonna describe this look. Like, girl, you got all of this going on, and you're gonna decide to homeschool. I'd be happy to send my kids off to school. They know it too. They know it. I mean, it's a love. I mean, I love you. That's why I send you to school. I'm just, okay, so you're a homeschooling mom.
Yes. So we're always, and I am the majority of the time, like, always pouring into them exactly who they need to be, and I let them make decisions. Like, okay, so this is the obstacle. You can do this or you can do that. Like, what's the best decision right now? What in the long run is going to benefit you? So my boys, that's how they think right now. Like, I could hit him right now, but I can also just tell mom she can get involved. They're always processing things, to so just getting into our children's minds and heads now, they working on business plans right now. My one son, he's 5, he knows he wants to be a pastor. He's like, I just want to tell people about God. My other son, he wants to own like a Sky Zone type of a thing, like an indoor place. But he's like, I want parents to learn how to be parents because sometimes they're not always doing the right things for their kids. So while they drop off their kids, they can take classes. That's my 7-year-old.
I'm going to hear look at my business plan. Because he's around what I want to do. I'm glad. But it's about speaking life. We so often forget that they see us all the time. Everything you do, they see when you're sad, when you're happy, when you're mad. And they see when you're jealous, too, because that's how they pick up on that, And so I think it's important that we just remember to speak life into those that we gave life to.
Yes.
Like, how you going to plant a seed and then you just going to let the thorns grow and all this other stuff. Like, I'm not into gardening, so I probably don't even know the name of the tools. But I know enough to know that you have to nourish that seed. Yes. You have to plant it. You have to cover it with some dirt. You know what I'm saying? There are steps. There's a process. So I'm just excited to see other parents. And people, look out into your community. It's other parents out there. Let them be your model. It's not saying that you're a better parent than I. It's not saying any of that. It's just saying that you're doing something I want to do. And teach me.
Walk this journey with me. And I would say a lot of the things I've gotten was just from seeing what I believe other good moms were doing or whatever. Like, I don't really speak to my son like that all the time. I should probably try that. Like my Caucasian friends, hey, you guys, they speak so nicely to their kids. All the time. I'm going to try that. And I've been trying it. And it's been doing, we're not 100%.
I use my mom voice everywhere I go. Like, I announce it in meetings. Like, don't worry, I don't need the microphone because I have a mom voice. It commands that you pay attention.
Yes.
And so, but I'm just so excited. I'm really excited for you because I see, like, I always tell, like, if all my other guests, I'm like, this is what's about to happen for you. You're about to drop this book. You're going to come on the show again. We're going to talk about it in review. And then we're both going to blow up, get some Netflix special. I'm going to do a TED talk, come to my book signing or whatever. So I'm really excited. How can we connect with you?
I am currently on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat with the exact same name. It's Marlia Bryan, Marlia, and Bryan is BRYONNE. So those are my 3 sites. I'm not as active on Facebook as I desire to be because I know there are people on there. But I'm always on Instagram. Instagram.
I catch her on Instagram.
I'm always on Instagram. And Snapchat, I'm trying to be faithful to Snapchat again. But Marlia Bryan.
You're probably better than Snapchat than I am. I'm like, I can't get on this thing. Like, it's just certain ones I'm just not going to do. But I'm excited for what's about to happen in your life. So you guys, don't forget, March 25th, 4 p.m. Are we coming somewhere to get this book review? Where
I will put on the I will put the address. Will be out in Macedonia.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I had to take off work early. You didn't hear that. But no, so we'll be sure. And what I'll do is, you guys, I'll update my social media as well as go over to justonehothotmom.com and the information will be there as well. And it'll be available on the replays on elevationsradio.com. So don't forget. So what if you had to leave us with one bit of advice for all the moms out there who are like, okay, that was easy for her, but what about me?
Oh my goodness.
What are we telling them? It's not easy, huh? So what are we going to tell them this evening?
It's going to be hard. You're going to want to give up. You're going to feel hopeless and alone and all those things. Those just come with it. Push past your feelings, get out of your head, and start creating the life that you desire to have. Change what you can, and everything around you will eventually change. That's it. Do your part.
You heard it here first. It's important, you guys, get out of your own way. That's what I heard in the message. Get out of your own way. And I know I am a person who stands in my own way. So I have to physically push myself sometimes. Like, stop it, girl. You're going to be okay. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to leave you with this word. And I'm going to leave this with you every week until some of you get it in your head that whatever God has for you is going to be meant for you. If it's meant for me, it won't fit you right. It'll be too tight tight or it'll be too loose because I like tight, but whatever, that's a whole nother discussion. But whatever God has for you is strictly meant for you, and you have to walk in that purpose. And sometimes walking in that purpose means that you have to get out of your own way. And if you're in your head right now and you're thinking like all these negative thoughts, get out of the negativity. Find something else to do. Read a book, watch a positive show, go to the movies with Jesus. Allow him to buy you some popcorn, but allow yourself to be around people that speak life into you. So often we get wrapped up in just like being around people because we've been friends for so long. And we've been having that conversation a lot. Changes. We've been friends for so long, and now, this is all I know. Get to know other people, and I promise you, your life is going to be so much greater for that. You've been tuned into Just One Hot Mom. I'm your girl, Nanika Ansari, here with Marlia. And you've been tuned in, and guess what? You've been elevated. Talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.